Hey there guys! Welcome back to ADHD Genius. Today I want to talk about something that I know a lot of us with ADHD struggle with. Time management. Yeah, specifically why those of us with ADHD struggle with it, but I'm also super excited to share my personal struggles and how I overcame them. But before we dive in, I want to tell you that I have found a really helpful podcast that has helped me a lot. It's a podcast called The Mindset Mentor, and it's one of the episodes on the podcast is on time management strategies, and it really spoke to me. And I think it can help you guys too. So be sure to check out the link in the description below. And with that being said, I'm running late, or I'll be there in just a little while, and I'm so sorry I'm running late. How many times have we heard these words? It feels terrible to be late to work, to our doctor's appointments, to our meetings, to meet up with our friends, to get the kids from school, and even worse, to pick them up from school. So, how can we stop this cycle? Well, the problem with time management and ADHD is that if you're unaware of how much time has passed, or if you're not sure how long a task will take you, it can be difficult to stay on track. And time management requires planning, focus, and forethought. And managing your time and staying on schedule are tactics that you can learn and develop. And once you learn these strategies, you may find that your life can be a little less frustrating. Anyway, do you find that you're always late? Well, this might be because of something called time blindness. Now, I want you to imagine that you're boiling a pot of water for pasta. You decide to fold your laundry while waiting, but when you finally check back on your pot of water, it's barely warm. So you then scroll through your phone on the couch for a few minutes, and suddenly your partner asks you why there's an empty pot cooking on the stove. And you quickly rush back to the stove, only to find that all the water has boiled off, and your brain can't make sense of the situation because time blindness is a common symptom of ADHD. So, what exactly is time blindness? For those of us with ADHD, time blindness is the inability to sense how much time has passed and estimate the time needed to get something done. And it's not an official diagnosis, but it can significantly affect how we plan and carry out our daily activities. So, with that being said, let's talk a little bit about why those of us with ADHD struggle with time blindness. You see, effective time management requires two skills that those of us with ADHD often naturally lack, but can learn: planning and marking the passing of time. So, for me, it's like my brain is always racing at 1,000,000 miles per hour, and it's hard to focus on one thing for too long. And information comes in too fast, and it's hard to process it all at once. And because of this, it's easy for me to get overwhelmed and feel like I'm not getting anything done. And I know that I'm not alone in this struggle. In fact, I used to be the master of procrastination. I would put off tasks until the last minute, and then wonder why I was so stressed out. It was like my brain was saying, hey, can we do this later? And before I knew it, later turned into never. So, yeah. But then I stumbled upon the Mindset Mentor podcast. And one episode in particular changed everything for me. It talked about strategies for managing time effectively, and it really clicked with me. And the podcast shared some simple yet powerful techniques that really spoke to me. And I guess what? They actually worked. So for the first time in my life, I felt like I was getting things done on time. And the podcast also talked about breaking down tasks into smaller, manageable portions and prioritizing what's most important and setting deadlines for yourself. So it sounds simple, but trust me, it wasn't easy for me to execute at first. Key is consistency and patience, and it takes time to develop new habits and routines, but eventually it pays off. And that's it for today's video. If you're struggling with time management, and like I used to, don't worry, there is hope. And in my next video, I'll be sharing some of my own tips and tricks for managing time effectively. And if you want to learn more about the strategies from the Mindset Mentor podcast that helped me turn my life around, be sure to check out the link in the description below. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. And don't forget to check out that Mindset Mentor podcast. It's been a real game changer for me, okay? And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.